And now for something completely different.
All right, Metal-O-Maniacs, I got something special in store for you right now as I am joined by my main man, Leigh, from two kick-ass bands that are doing the thing right now, man. You're a busy man, brother. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm very busy, but yeah, doing well.
Yeah, man. Hey, nothing like keeping the mind moving, right?
That's exactly right.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, for those who do not know, and everybody out there I'm sure already does, but introduce yourself, sir. Tell the people who you are, my friend.
No worries. My name's Leigh, from In Malice's Wake and Harlott. So, yeah, happy to talk to you guys and fill you in on what's been happening.
Brother, I'm such a huge fan. I love both of these releases so much, man. So let's start, if we can. November 13th, Friday the 13th was a pretty big day for you, right?
Yeah, it was a very big day. It's it turned out both of the bands sort of independently of each other had sort of worked towards a date, and then those dates started to work out. Oh, it might be coming out in the same month. And then Malice were like, rightio, well, we've got this date, November 13th, we're going to do Friday the 13th. So I'm like, yeah, well, Harlott's doing some stage in November as well. And then next thing you know, Hudson's like, so November 13th, how's that sound for you? For Harlott release, I'm like, well, it's the same day as Malice, so, might as well give it a cross-promotion and get everything sort of happen on the same day, which sort of worked out really well because we wanted to do an album launch together anyway, like do both bands playing the one set, but obviously we can't do the kinds of live shows that we wanted to do, especially in November because Australia's fully locked down. We weren't able to do shit. We weren't even able to sit in the same room as each other. So, yeah, we were just like, fuck it, we'll just get together and play poker or some shit anyway and enjoy ourselves. And then had a look on the thing. It's like, no, we can't have anyone over at our house and none of the venues are open. So, fuck it, we'll just have to sit back and just release them on the same day, which again, sort of came independently of each other. They both sort of just arrived at that date and was like, fuck it, we'll go with that date then.
Well,
so, yeah.
That made a Friday the 13th like Christmas for us around here.
Yeah, and it's Friday the 13th too. Like, it's always going to be a good day. So, yeah, chuck 2 CDs out and there you go, made it even better.
Yeah, man. Well, and for our Metal-O-Maniacs out there, I'm telling you, you've got to pick up these fucking releases. Detritus, I always fuck that up, but Detritus of the Final Age is the newest Harlott release, November 13th. And Malice's Wake, brand new, The Blindness of Faith. Fucking phenomenal, brother, man. How did you come to be a part of these two bands, sir? How did you kind of get a foot in both of them?
Yeah, well, I grew up in Albury Wodonga, which is sort of like a country, city-ish, townish sort of thing, about 3.5 hours out of Melbourne. And we basically used to travel to Melbourne all the time. And eventually, I was in a couple of different bands there. We all moved to Melbourne to do something. And, bits and pieces sort of happened with both those bands. Nothing really sort of went forward. So I was on the lookout for a band to join. And basically my favourite two bands when I moved to Melbourne was Harlott and Malice's Wake. So they were my favourite two, and I'm like, well, if I could join either of those two, I would be set. I'd be fucking wrapped. And I tried out for Harlott years ago, but I was too underprepared. I didn't really have anything recorded with my last band, and it was just sort of like a thrown together thing that I sent to Hudson. And they got Ryan instead, which is, a very great decision. Like, Ryan is a phenomenal guitarist. So he was on the first 3 Harlott albums. So they got him, and I was like, oh, well, I missed out. We'll see what happens. I'll see if I can put myself together a band and see what happens. So I tried that for a little bit, but never really worked out. And I was living with Carl, who's the bass player in Malice's Wake. We've been best mates for a long time. So he was sort of playing bass, I was playing guitar. The two of us were trying to put something together. And then read the news in Malice's Wake, losing their lead guitarist and their bass player at the same time. So they were like, basically, we're looking for a lead guitarist and a bass player. And I was just like, that's freakishly too good to be true right here, because I'm really begging for a fucking show and a band. And same with Carl, he's playing bass. And I was just like, Carl, we got this. We've got to go in there and fucking nail this, hopefully. So, we one of our other mates was more friendly. Well, we knew Malice's Wake as a band that we got drunk, watched at the shows, and then left sort of thing. So we didn't really know the guys in the band personally. So another one of our mates put in a good word for us, and then, they organised the rehearsal, said, just the two of you come down, and it's easier for them in a way because they can, audition a bass player and a guitarist at the same time.
Right.
And so, they just said, bring your shit down and we'll run through a couple of songs. So we just sort of learnt them over over a small period of time. And I was just like, at the end of the day, if I can just go in there and jam with my favourite band, that's fucking fine. And if they say I don't have the job, I don't have the job. But at least I got to have that jam session with some really great musicians. So I went in there, did that, and yeah, they gave us a buzz back later, and they liked what we did. And for them, I think it was a really good fit too, because obviously like Sean and Mark are brothers, so they've got a really close bond. They've been playing together their whole life, sort of thing. And me and Carla got a great bond, so it was just fitting two pieces together, and yeah, it worked out really well that way. So yeah, that was obviously the first one I joined. So I did that. That was in like 2014, I think, somewhere around 2014. So that's like 6-7 years ago now. And I've always remained really good friends with Harlott and the guys in there. We've done countless shows with Malice and Harlott over the years, and again, they were my favourite. Now it's like, well, they're my favourite band that I'm not in. So, I got to be in one of my favourite bands, and then I got to like watch my other one on tours with them and stuff like that. And then Ryan left the band, and and they had another guy for a bit. They had Jake, who's a great guitarist as well. And he was just wanting to leave, and then Hudson said to me, he's like, how's things going with Malice? I'm like, they're going really well, but if this is the conversation we're having, Malice is doing real well, but if you want, I can come and help you guys out until you find someone more permanent, or if you like what I'm doing, we could become permanent. It's up to you. So they were like, yeah, sweet, learn some shit, and we'll come down and we'll have a jam with them. So sat down, learned a bunch of songs, rocked up there, and again, the guys were real happy with what I did. They were happy with the the energy I brought, and that seemed to work out really well as well. I'm like, it's weird that it worked out that way, because now I've got to be in both. Like, say if I just joined Harlott to start with, I probably wouldn't have worried about Malice sort of thing, or either or other. And it's just sort of the timing of being in Malice for a long period of time. And it was also like the two bands work very differently with each other as well. Like within a band, like with Harlott, it was basically Hudson's like, I'm going to write an album. Do you want to put leads on it? And I was like, fuck yeah, you write great albums, so yeah, I'll be a part of that for sure. So for that one, I just got to listen to it. Here's the sections I want solos, record them, go for it. And with the Malice stuff, it's more I write the songs or Sean writes the songs, but we all have a good field day on each other's songs to make sure they're sort of they're working sort of thing. So it's more of like a let's work things out in the jam room. So that's the one style. And then obviously the two different styles of bands. That's how most bands operate. They have either the one person writes everything, he has the vision and everyone follows that, or everyone sort of has a chuck in. So I've got the best of both worlds there, really. I've got one band where I can just step in with some great songs that are already sitting there and just write leads over it, and then I've got the other band where I can rock up and put some songs in if I need to. I can step back if I need to. I can we work it out. So I've got really, really lucky is the answer. That's the long-winded answer. Is I got really lucky in that one.
Well, I got lucky. That's who got lucky. Us metalheads got lucky, because all of that culminated in a Friday the 13th where we got two kick-ass fucking metal records.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of work went into getting that. The fucking weird thing is like Harlott do an album every 2 to 3 years. Malice have done one every like 4, maybe 5 years. It's a bit longer on those ones. But it's just weird that both bands were recording at the same time. And which was sort of good and bad. Like for me, it was like I spent 6 months writing and recording solos. That was pretty much all I fucking did. Like I've only really been on one full-length album, which is the previous Malice album, and I think there's like 11 solos on that I've written. So there's really I've got like that as basically all I've done in my life, sort of thing, getting up to that point. The only thing that I really want to show people, I've got a bunch of other dog shit that I don't want fucking seen anywhere, but but that was the one that was the only other one that I had. Then all of a sudden, it's fucking 2 albums in the same time. Got to get them done. So I just
and they're top shelf,
so, So it was definitely game time, and that was at a stage where I was working heaps, and I had another little kid on the way, and it was a very, very busy 6 to 8 months of getting those together. But I think it was definitely worth it. Like the albums, as you hear, they came out great. There was some really great musicians to work with, so I'm really blessed in that way.
Phenomenal, my friend. I honestly could not be a bigger fan of both of these releases. We've played several songs off of both. I'm a broken record out here every week telling all these metalheads about your.
Yeah, I've seen that. No, thank you very much for all that. That's been great.
You guys fucking rule, man, for real. Huge fan.
Well, thank you.
And for those people out there too, man, who are listening right now and thinking, I have got to get a copy of these records. Where do they go? What's the best place to pick them up from?
Well, Metal Blade's doing all the Harlott stuff. So basically, any sort of Metal Blade link, any sort of links on the bands and stuff like that. And with the Malice's Wake, we're pretty much all, self-funded, self-driven, all we're our own managers in a way. So
independent, yeah.
Yeah, so basically find on our Facebook page, you'll find links to the website. So we've got a Malice's Wake website. It's a very unique band name, so there's not going to be any other websites you're going to hit. I don't know any other in Malice's Wakes out there. There's probably about 25 Harlots, but I don't know any other in Malice's Wakes. So that'll get you straight onto the web store. And, just got albums, got all that sort of shit there. Help keep us going.
Fuck yeah, man. Hey, every little bit helps, right?
It definitely does. We're going to get to a spot one day where we don't have to pay for our own recordings, and that's when you've made it. That's the definition of making it there.
Well, the level of awesomeness is there already, man. So that should be happening.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's a lot of work going in there. And I'm sort of lucky. I've joined bands with two incredible frontmen that have a vision. They write all the songs. So I can just sort of ride on their coattails for a bit and, try and steal some of their talent. Just try and steal it over to me.
Man, hey, you're selling yourself short, brother. I'm a huge fan of both bands, and I'm a huge fan of you, my friend.
Oh, thanks very much. And I'm a huge fan of what you guys are doing. You've been putting out content every week. You're helping the little guys. You're helping the medium guys, and you're getting some big guys in there as well. So you guys are kicking goals.
Oh, I just follow Scully around like a puppy dog. The rest is...
well, it's a good person to follow around. She seems like she definitely knows what she's doing.
Fuck yeah, brother. My dad always said, put yourself in the room with successful people if you want to be one of them. You know what I mean? So
that's a damn good thing. Yeah, I agree with that totally. And that's what I've been doing. I've been lucky to be the shittest person in the room, but that sort of helps me out in the long run. I'd rather be a little fish in a big pond.
Yeah,
that makes
brother.
sense.
That's right, brother. Swimming with the big ones, baby.
Yeah, that's it. So it's been good fun. It's trying, but it's been good fun.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, my hope is to see you on a stage and the world reopens and we get you over here to the States. And
yeah, 100%. My plan is to get out there and tour. So again, it's going to take a little while, but by then I will have saved up enough money and we'll fucking make it happen.
Fuck yeah. From your lips to the metal god's ears, my friend.
Oh, I will be.
That's good shit. Well, man, fucking Leigh, you kick ass, dude. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you hanging out with us here at Metal-O-Mania, brother, for real.
Thanks very much. I appreciate all the effort you guys put in and, just little guys from fucking Melbourne over here and somehow you've heard from us, so we must be doing something right.
You're kicking ass, brother. You're a part of the soundtrack to my life, man. That's an important thing.
That's a very, very good compliment, so I'll take that.
Fuck yeah, brother. That's good shit.
Awesome.
Very good to talk to you, my friend.
This is Leigh from Malice's Wake, and you're listening to Crypt and Scully from Metal-O-Mania.
This is K-Fud Radio, Westful Rhythms for weary wayfarers.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Like a yes. Like it's
having a fight with her hair.
Like a yes.
Oh my
like
goodness.
That feels really good. And the guy's like, oh,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wait.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Come back here, you.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
And with motherfuckers like that is how I wanted to do episode 200, man.